The paths to civic participation are many, but really the motivation is one: passion. Passion for a candidate, passion for a single issue, or passion on a bigger scale for an ideology or a philosophy. In 1984, my involvement with the Ferraro race kind of brought all of those passions together. So in many ways, it was my own political trifecta. Here was a candidate, somebody I had worked with on Capitol Hill. She was a congresswoman. I was a congressional staffer. She was somebody I could believe in. She wasn't a perfect candidate, but which ones are? She was somebody that I thought that could build upon the other firsts and stand up to the tension that often occurs when you're the first one to break ground. She was in the likes of Jeanette Rankin, who was the first woman elected to Congress, Margaret Chase Smith, the first woman elected to the Senate in her own right, Patsy Takemoto Mink, the first Asian American elected to Congress, and Shirley Chisholm, the first African American woman elected to Congress. So there was passion, a candidate. There was passion, an issue. I wanted to get more women elected to office. How do you do that? You make it become more common that people who look like 50% or more of the population can hold elective office. So the issue for me was electing more women to public office. In 1984, when Jerry ran on the Democratic ticket, the first woman to run on a major party ticket, there were 2 women in the Senate. There were 22 women in the House. Today, 25 years later, because it is the 25th anniversary of this nomination, there are 17 women in the Senate and 75 women in the House. It's not equal, but it's better. There is more equity. So then the big picture. So I've got my candidate, I've got my issue. What's my ideal? Equality. Jerry's bid was not about just getting women elected to office. It was about having girls join boys in dreaming big, that they could do anything that they set their minds to. And then we fast forward to 2008, and more barriers fall. In a historic election where both parties put our nation forward in getting an election of the second woman and the first Republican woman on a national party ticket, and culminating with the election of our first African American for president. It was these political experiences that brought my role in the mock convention, the 4 mock conventions where I've been the faculty advisor, a sense of practical experience meeting theory, a place where we could combine all those things political with all those things of issue interest and ideology. So what I tried to do in that role is to help students in a variety of different ways find their political passion. Some of it found it in candidates like Colin Powell and John McCain and Howard Dean or Barack Obama. Some of them found it in lobbying for the issue of the day: war in Iraq, global warming, expanding Pell Grants, or annexing Canada for their healthcare system. Still others have taken their involvement in the mock convention as a time for them to think back and reflect. They never knew they liked politics. They knew they liked habitat, and they knew that they liked working for causes, but they never quite tied it to the political world to understand that the reason we need a habitat is because of public policy. So they again thought about those things. When does too much order rob us of enough freedom? When does too much freedom threaten our political and economic security? And as we move towards greater equality, how threatened do we feel about our individual choices and ourselves? Of course, the mock convention isn't all about the big issues. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of work. How do you stage a campus-wide event over a day and a half? Will they really come back after debating the platform, as you heard earlier? Yes, they do. So it's about committee work, it's about leadership, it's about delegation, it's about disappointment, missed deadlines, missed assignments, missed classes. It's about designing the stage and pulling all-nighters to build it and erect it here. It's about crafting a platform and then debating it. It's about convincing other delegates to support your candidate. It's about knowing enough parliamentary procedure to keep Professor Pinkley in order. Whether it be the theme of A New Hope, Bushwhacked No More, or Democracy Restored, the community's involvement every 4 years in Ohio Wesleyan's mock convention is the ultimate tribute to the commitment that we as a university dedicate to civic participation. Mr. Chairman, I yield the floor.